Dagestan is a small republic tucked into the rugged mountains of southern Russia. It has no massive cities, no luxury training facilities, and no flashy fight promotions. Yet, time and time again, fighters from this region dominate the biggest stages in combat sports.
If you want your son high-level wrestling, send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
From the UFC to international wrestling championships, Dagestani athletes have built a reputation that strikes fear into opponents before the fight even begins. When a fighter from Dagestan steps into the cage, expectations are already set: relentless pressure, iron discipline, and an unbreakable will. So the question isn't if Dagestani fighters are good. The real question is why they are so consistently great. Today we're breaking down the culture, the environment, the mindset, and the training system that turns young boys from remote mountain villages into some of the most dominant fighters on earth. The land that shapes the fighter. Dagestan's geography plays a powerful role in shaping its fighters. The region is dominated by steep mountains, harsh winters, and physically demanding terrain. Life here is not comfortable. Travel is difficult. Resources are limited. Nothing comes easy. From an early age, children walk long distances, carry heavy loads, and adapt to a physically demanding lifestyle. This environment naturally builds strength, endurance, and resilience long before formal training begins. Unlike urban athletes who train in controlled environments, Dagestani fighters grow up battling nature itself. Cold, altitude, and isolation create a baseline toughness that cannot be taught in a gym. By the time they step onto a wrestling mat or into a cage, hardship already feels normal. Wrestling is not a sport, it's a way of life. In Dagestan, wrestling isn't an extracurricular activity. It is the foundation of athletic identity. Freestyle wrestling is taught in schools, community centers, and village gyms across the region. Children start wrestling as early as 4 or 5 years old. By their teenage years, many have already competed thousands of times. The repetition is brutal. The expectations are high. Quitting is not encouraged, and often not accepted. Wrestling in Dagestan is deeply tied to honor, family pride, and cultural respect. Success brings recognition not just to the athlete, but to their family, coach, and entire village. Failure is not humiliating, but giving up is. This creates a system where mental toughness is forged just as intensely as physical skill. A culture built on discipline and humility. One of the most striking traits of Dagestani fighters is their unwavering discipline, a quality that remains intact no matter how much fame or success they achieve. Titles, money, and global attention rarely change their behavior or priorities. Instead of chasing celebrity lifestyles, they stay rooted in the same routines that shaped them from the beginning. This mindset is deeply connected to cultural and religious values that emphasize humility, respect for elders, and personal accountability. Fighters are taught early on that arrogance is a weakness, not a strength. Loud self-promotion is discouraged, while consistency, obedience, and hard work are respected far more than raw talent. Even after reaching the highest levels of international competition, many champions return to the same modest gyms where they first trained. Their coaches are not just instructors but respected authority figures, treated like family elders whose guidance continues to shape their lives long after championships are won. The coaching system. Dagestani coaches are far more than technical instructors focused solely on technique and conditioning. They serve as mentors, disciplinarians, and moral guides, shaping not only how fighters compete but how they live. Many of these coaches train multiple generations within the same families, creating a powerful system of trust, loyalty, and accountability. A coach's word carries lifelong authority, and disappointing that trust is considered far worse than losing a match. Training environments are famously intense, demanding both physical and mental toughness. Sessions are unforgiving with little room for excuses or shortcuts. Younger fighters are routinely tested against older, stronger, and more experienced opponents to accelerate growth. Losing in the gym is expected and even welcomed, but failing to learn from those losses is not tolerated. Every mistake becomes a lesson. There is minimal emphasis on flash, showmanship, or entertainment. Instead, the philosophy centers on control, pressure, and efficiency. Fighters are trained to dominate positions, manage pace, exhaust opponents, and systematically break their resistance over time. Victory is earned through discipline and persistence, not spectacle. Constant competition from day one. In Dagestan, competition is constant and unforgiving. Gyms are packed with elite-level athletes all chasing the same limited opportunities, creating an environment where nothing is given and everything is earned. There are no easy paths to success and no room for complacency. Every training session feels like a high-stakes tournament, where intensity matches or exceeds real competition. This relentless atmosphere forces fighters to evolve quickly or be left behind. Improvement is not optional, it is a requirement for survival. There are no shortcuts, no favoritism, and no comfort zones to hide in. Every weakness is exposed, every mistake punished, and every victory hard-earned. By the time a Dagestani fighter steps onto the international stage, they have already endured years of internal battles against teammates who are just as disciplined, motivated, and skilled. Those unseen battles forge champions long before the world ever notices them. Mental toughness, the true weapon. Physical skill alone does not explain Dagestan's dominance. The real advantage lies in mental conditioning. Dagestani fighters are trained to stay calm under pressure, to embrace discomfort, and to remain patient in chaos. They do not panic when behind. They do not rush for knockouts. They trust the process, knowing that fatigue and pressure will eventually break their opponent. This mental strength comes from years of grinding training, strict discipline, and cultural reinforcement that values endurance over instant gratification. The team-first mindset. Unlike many fighters who focus primarily on individual fame, Dagestani athletes operate within a deeply rooted collective mindset. Training camps are shared spaces where knowledge, techniques, and strategies are passed freely from one fighter to another. There is little secrecy or ego, because success is viewed as a reflection of the entire group rather than one individual. When one fighter wins, the victory belongs to the team. This collective approach creates a powerful support system that extends far beyond the gym. Fighters are never isolated, whether they are celebrating championships or recovering from losses. Teammates provide constant motivation, honest feedback, and emotional stability during difficult moments. At the same time, this shared structure accelerates growth. Every experience, wins, defeats, tactical adjustments, is absorbed by the group and reinvested into training. As a result, each new generation benefits from the lessons of those before them, strengthening the entire system. Why it translates perfectly to MMA. Mixed martial arts rewards exactly what Dagestan produces best: wrestling dominance, cardio endurance, positional control, and mental toughness. Dagestani fighters dictate where the fight takes place. They neutralize strikers, drain energy, and impose their will round after round.
It's American wrestling, brother. Mountain wrestling, it's big different. So actually, guys, you remember like what Khabib did to KG?
While others rely on highlight reel moments, Dagestani fighters rely on inevitability. Once they lock onto their opponent, escape becomes nearly impossible. The legacy continues. What truly sets Dagestan apart is that its success is neither accidental nor temporary. It is the result of a deeply ingrained system that continues to produce elite fighters generation after generation. This consistency is built on structure, discipline, and cultural continuity rather than reliance on individual stars. When one champion rises, another is already being prepared to take their place. Young fighters in Dagestan grow up surrounded by living examples of success. They watch champions who come from the same villages, train in the same modest gyms, and follow the same daily routines. These role models feel attainable, not distant or untouchable. The path forward is visible, realistic, and well-defined. Expectations are established early, and the culture relentlessly reinforces them. There is no illusion of overnight success. Progress is earned through years of sacrifice, repetition, and accountability. Because the system rewards discipline over ego and consistency over hype, it sustains itself. Dagestan's dominance endures not because of luck, but because its environment continuously molds fighters who are mentally, physically, and culturally prepared to succeed at the highest level. More than just fighters. Dagestani fighters are not products of luck or genetics alone. They are the result of an unforgiving environment, a disciplined culture, a relentless training system, and a mindset that refuses comfort. Their dominance is built over decades, reinforced daily, and passed down from one generation to the next. So when a fighter from Dagestan steps into the cage, remember this. You're not just facing one man. You're facing a culture, a system, and a lifetime of preparation. And that is why fighters from Dagestan become so good.